Welcome back. In his compelling documentary, We, Dr. Sanjay Gupta told the story of a young girl named Charlotte. Charlotte, just 5 years old, has epilepsy. She was having as many as 300 seizures a week, each one potentially deadly. Medical marijuana reduced that number to just a handful. Charlotte lives in Colorado, where medical marijuana is legal. Vivian Wilson, 2 years old, who also suffers from a potentially deadly kind of epilepsy, lives in New Jersey, where it faces tighter restrictions. Now, that could change if Governor Gov Christie signs the bill now on his desk, permitting severely ill children to use an edible strain of cannabis. He's promised a decision by tomorrow. Vivian's doctors have already tried 7 different kinds of drugs to treat her condition without much luck. Cannabis may be Vivian's only alternative. Yesterday, Brian Wilson made his case to the governor one-on-one.
I just wondering if I can have a half a minute, if we can try to get in touch with you and take it for you. Just hold it for like 2 months now.
Sir, because
these are very well documented.
These are complicated issues. I know you think it's simple.
We've had it discussed.
I know you think it's simple. It's not. It's simple for you, and it's not simple for me.
We've had our expertise out. Have you heard from our doctors?
I've read everything that you put in front of me, and I'll have a decision by Friday. I wish for the best for you, your daughter, and your family, and I'm going to do what I think is best for the people of the state, all the people of the state.
Do you think it's best for the government to come between the doctors and the patients?
Sir.
Is this a nanny state?
Yes, sir.
I'm scared because
I'm elected to make these decisions. I'll make the decisions, and I'll make it in time for Friday.
Our elected representatives have spoken to us too and told you that what they want to do. Please don't let my daughter die, Governor. Don't let my daughter die.
Please don't let my daughter die, he said. Again, Governor Christie's decision could come tomorrow. That's what he said it would. I spoke with Brian Wilson and Dr. Gupta earlier tonight. Brian, you said to Governor Christie, please don't let my daughter die, Governor. Explain to people why, for your daughter, medical marijuana could be the difference between life and death.
Well, every day Vivian suffers seizures, some full-on tonic-clonics, other small minor ones. Those are all taking a toll on her body, her mind, her heart. She has stopped breathing several times during seizures. She can also die of SUDEP, which is sudden unexplained death in epilepsy, at any moment. There was a time period in April, there were 4 children with Dravet syndrome who died. It's a real factor in this disorder. And unless we can control those seizures that she's having, which the drugs, the heavy pharmaceuticals that she's on, they're failing to do. So unless we can control those seizures, she stands a very good chance, like the other children, of dying. And medical marijuana, especially these high CBD, low THC strains, have shown some great promise in all the children who've been taking them. And we just need to get her on that to save her life. Otherwise, she could very easily die.
Oh, I can't imagine what this is like for your family to see this, and for you. Just to be clear, though, kids can be prescribed medical marijuana in New Jersey right now. It's the current restrictions that you take issue with, correct?
Correct. Vivian has a marijuana card, but the program in New Jersey was pretty much regulated out of functionality. Nothing about the regulations really allowed the program to exist and run. The bill that we have on the governor's desk right now is trying to help ease some of those regulations so that it can actually become an operational program. And we just cannot get what she needs. We can't get any CBD strains. She would only be able to smoke it if she got it. The restrictions for doctors, for any other children who want to get on the program, is just so onerous. We're talking about a medicine here. It should be treated like a medicine. It should be prescribed by a single doctor, and you should be able to get it in a strength and a form that's required for the specific ailment you have.
Yeah, the idea that you're going to have a 2-year-old smoking marijuana is obviously ridiculous. The kind of marijuana you're talking about would be in an oil or a throat lozenge, correct?
Right. Well, they allow throat lozenges currently in the law, but they haven't approved any. And Vivian, on her diet, wouldn't be able to take any. Also, a 2-year-old could very easily choke on a lozenge. So this current law only allows for the plant or a lozenge. We're looking for like an oil, a butter, some sort of an extract. The law doesn't allow for any other extracts, and we're trying to change that so Vivian and the other patients can get the medicine in the forms they need. You could even put it in a gel cap. Out in Colorado, you get your prescription, you get capsules. Take 2 in the morning, take 2 at night. This is medication.
In Los Angeles, in clinics, in some of these marijuana clinics, they have it in gelato or in ice cream. I suppose that would be something a 2-year-old would like. Sanjay, in general, what's the science in terms of medical marijuana for children? We're talking about a 2-year-old child here, and I guess some people are going to say, wow, 2 years old, that sounds young to be taking medical marijuana.
Yeah, no doubt, and I think you want to proceed with caution, certainly. There's more data what Brian's describing, and I saw with young Charlotte as well in our documentary, is sort of an intractable type of seizure where it's just very, very difficult to treat. And Charlotte was on 7 different medications as well. Brian's right. You know, there is some data that's been collected by some of the doctors in Colorado, as well as some of the dispensary owners, the Stanley brothers, of about 41 patients, I believe now, all children with Dravet syndrome. I think 80% they said had significant improvement. All of them had some improvement, but 80% had significant improvement where they didn't need the other medications anymore.
But Sanjay, in terms of your position now, you've done a 180 on this.
Yeah, I think, look, I mean, I saw firsthand, you know, obviously not just Charlotte, but lots of other patients who clearly have a significant problem here. I mean, this intractable epilepsy. Charlotte was having 300 seizures a week. You heard Brian describe what's happening with Vivian. So they have a legitimate problem, and we know that this cannabis, this medical cannabis, which again is high CBD, low THC. That may sound like alphabet soup to people, but high CBD is the medicinal part of it. THC is the psychoactive part of it. These kids aren't getting high, they're getting a medicine. And also, in Charlotte's case, she was taking an oil, as Brian described, so this isn't, you know, someone smoking it. But they got better from this when nothing else worked.
Brian, are you considering moving if he vetoes the bill?
Absolutely. You know, we've already been looking at, you know, areas to move to in Colorado. There's actually quite a migration going on currently. Right after Dr. Gupta's special aired on the Pediatric Cannabis Therapy Board on Facebook, there was a whole bunch of new registrants and a bunch of new people saying, how do we get to Colorado? And how, you know, a lot of parents with kids with these severe disorders who are very, very interested. You know, the parents are waking up to this, and you know, we demand that our kids can be healthy and that we can make those decisions with our doctors about what's right for our children.
Well, Brian, I'm so sorry you're in this situation, and our best to Vivian and the rest of your family. We'll continue to follow this. Thank you for being with us, and Sanjay as well.
Thank you.
Well, if you